Hi guys, this is Zangi Moemi from codbuild.co.ke and I have a new video tutorial for you. In this video tutorial, I want us to discuss how to design, or rather how to model a complex roof, and the type of the roof we are going to deal with is a single plane complex roof. So I want us to discuss how to model this type of a roof using ARCHICAD. So if you are ready, let's get started. I have here a floor plan that I've been using for the ARCHICAD Basics series to demonstrate how to go about designing a building using ARCHICAD. And I want us to take a look at the 3D view, and this is our project as at this time. So I want us to place a roof on top of these walls, and we can see how a building looks like. A lot of times this here for a beginner to design a simple roof which comes as a result of the default settings that ARCHICAD has. And for the type of the roof that I want to show you, or rather before I show you the complex roof, most of you are familiar with this type of a roof. Let me show you in a few seconds. So I'll choose this, and I'll choose complex roof, and I can draw this roof. So by default, this is the type, or this is the kind of the roof that ARCHICAD is going to put for our building. But we need to do some customizations if we were to achieve a custom designed roof for our project. So I'll go back to ground floor. Now select this roof and hit the backspace button and delete it. And I'll do away with these dimensions. So Control A, then delete. So this is our floor plan with the walls, the openings, and interior furniture. And I want one plane to reach this point and go. I think that is okay. So go to design tools, now select roof, then I'll come down here under geometry method. I'll choose single plane, then under construction method I'll choose complex roof. You can see we have other options such as a rectangular construction method and a rotated rectangular construction method. And for geometry we have two options. The first one is the one we've chosen, which is single plane roof, and the second one is multi-plane roof. So we're going to use single plane complex roof. Now go in here at this settings dialog. I'll do some settings before I get started. I want to check this and put here 250. I want the pitch to be 22 degrees, 22 is okay. I think I'll leave these others and click OK. So come to this point and draw that distance that way. This is where my roof is going to be hanging from, and if you can see, the cursor has changed to an icon that represents an eye. So this is asking us to specify the point where our roof slopes from, and I'll choose this side, and then I'll be able now to draw my roof as a rectangle that way up to that point. Then I'll connect, so I have that roof in place. Now to see how it looks, we can go to the 3D view and have a look. This is my roof. If you can see it, I think it is not in the right location, so I can select it just in the 3D view, select it, go back to the settings dialog, and let's have this as a, or rather, the best thing, you can change this value here, but I'll choose to change this in the elevation viewpoint, in the elevation side. So go to, I think that is which elevation? This elevation. I'll select the roof, then I'll grab it from this point and I'll move it up to that point. So if you go back to that 3D, you see some changes have been made. So I need a roof for that side and this other side too. So I go back to the ground floor, repeat the same process. So it's going to be hanging from here to this point. Then I'll click on this area and I'll start drawing my roof from that point to that point. And then the rectangle is complete. Let's do the same thing, preview, and I'll go to the east elevation. Now select this roof, Control D for drag, and drag the roof from that point up to there. If you look at the building, that's how the two roofs intersect. I want to have one roof on the lower level and the other plane on a higher level. So what I will do is I'll go to this, I'll check this one, go to the settings dialog and put this as 4400. Let me see how that goes. Let's assume we are having 4200. I think that's okay. Is that, yeah, I think, let me do some I think this is okay. And then for the other roof, I can have it. Let us go to the elevation point. I want this roof to move upwards by 500 millimeters, which is this point up here. So we take this roof and move it to that top. delete these ones. So if you go back to view the 3D elements, this is how the roof looks. I want us to go back and do some customizations. Go back to the ground floor and extend. I think you cannot see the roof in the ground floor because the ground floor is only up to 3 meters and the roof is elevated more than 3 meters. So I go to the first story, I'll be able to see the roofs. And now because I want to work with reference to the ground floor, so I'll go to this part here, to the ground floor story. I'll right click it and show it as a trace reference. Then I can select this roof, and extend it. So choose this option, offset this edge by 800, and I will offset this also by 800. And I will offset this by, let's do 600. So I'll do 200 and 200. So let's see how it looks like. So that's okay. Then you can go back to the plan again, select this other plane, offset this edge by 600 and offset the other edge by 600, offset the other edge also by 600. Let's go back and see how it looks like. That's it. Looks nice. So if you look at our building, we have the roofs hanging in the air. They are not attached to the walls. So I want us to do some settings, or rather want us to change some things. So how am I able to link the roof to the wall? Or rather, I want to fill this space between the roof and the walls. So I'll do this. I'll select this wall, select this wall, and select this wall. Then I'll go to the settings dialog box and I'll put this height. The normal story height is 3 meters, and I want to lengthen the wall by, let's say, 600 millimeters, and put OK. I'll add a few, let's say 800. I want you to see something. I use 1 meter. 1 meter is okay. So the wall is now protruding and is cutting through the roof. I want us to do some operation here that is going to trim that wall using the roof as a. So I'll select the roof and make sure also the 3 walls are selected, and then up here in this ribbon you will see an icon that looks like a house or the gable side of a wall and a roof. And then if you hover over it using your mouse, you will see it is written trim elements to roof or shell. So click on that and Below there you have two options, either to use roofs from current selection or select a different roof shell. And I want us to use the option, the first option, use roofs from current selection. Then go ahead and click trim, and that is done. That's okay. So if you look at this face now, it looks okay. So let's go back to this wall. I think this wall does not have a lot of configurations. So I'll go to this wall, select this wall and this wall also, come here and put 1500. That's okay. Add 200, and then let me see what it looks like. Yeah, then I can go back here and select the roof, then up here trim, and that looks very good. So this face is done. So I want to have these walls, this wall at this part, the center here, to move upwards and intersect with this roof, and then this roof will be at a lower level. So by going back to the ground floor, I want to perform some operation. I want this roof to offset this edge up to the midpoint of this wall. So the midpoint of this wall is let me see, the wall itself is 150 millimeters. So I'll put this line at the center, drag it towards this point by 75 millimeter. Then I can use it as my reference. So I'll select this roof and select the offset option. Select this plane and use offset, and offset it by 75, and then up here this other roof, and to offset it by, want it to be past, should be 150, and then let us do 300 millimeter. Okay, you will see this when you are finishing. You see why I have done 300, but I think it has not shown. Don't worry about that. So the next option, before we come back to that roof, that plane, the next option is to have this wall at the center. I'll select it and I'll move it up, increase the height by, let's say, 2500. That's it, 2500. That's where it reaches. That's okay. I want to go back to this point. I want to move this node by 300, and I'll move this other node here, select the node, move it by 300. I think now the roof covers the wall. Let us see. Yeah, that is what I wanted to achieve. Congratulations. And now I can come here and offset this other roof from this point to maybe at the midpoint of this wall. So if you come back here, select the other plane and move this by 7.5 millimeter up to the center of that wall, this other one by 75 millimeter up to the center of that other wall. So if you go back to the 3D, yeah, this is how it looks like. So I want to trim this roof, or rather this wall, using this roof plane. So I'll select the wall, and select this plane, roof, or rather the roof, then go up here and I'm supposed to select the wall and the roof, then click trim and trim, and this is done. That's okay. So the next option, the next step is to fill this part and this part, and also these other two parts. So let's do this. Select this wall, change the height to, let's do 2500, so it goes up, and we need to do some trimming. So come back here. If you look at this intersection, there is a part of this wall that is linked to this plane of the roof, and there's a part of this wall that is supposed to be trimmed using this other roof plane. Let me try and see whether, if I use this, so look at, if you use this roof and do the trimming, so you notice there's going to be a space up there, and it is not what we want to do. So if this happens, you notice that it's an error, and we are supposed to split this wall into two for us to be able to trim it in two parts, one using this roof and the other one using this other roof. So I'll go back to ground floor. Let me see my ground floor, or rather this is the ground floor, and want you to locate the wall is on which side. On the side where we have a column. So go back to ground floor, this is where we have a column, so the wall is this one. I'll select the wall by holding down the shift button and clicking on the wall. Then I'll come up here at this ribbon, and there is an option that looks like an axe. It's when you over it using the mouse, you will see it's some writings down there written split. And what we want to do is we want to split the wall into two sections, so that we can use the roof plane on this side to trim this part of the wall, and the roof plane on this side to trim the other part of the wall. So I'll click on split, then I'll come here. This is where the two walls intersect, or rather the two roofs share this midpoint that is written that as a blue line. So I'll trim, or rather I'll split the roofs from this point. So click on this point, move the cursor or your mouse that way, click and click outside, and the two roofs are now, or the two walls are now separate. You can have this section as an independent wall, and this other section too as an independent wall. So let's go back to our 3D and select this roof, or rather this wall plus this roof, and do the trimming. I hope by now you know where to access the trim elements command, and that is not a big bother for you. So let's see what, yeah, that's a nice one. Then we select this roof and select this wall and trim. So that's it. That section is done. Want to extend the height of this column also. Let me select the column. Sorry, I've selected the wall. Select the column. Go to the settings dialog and put on top of that 2500, and select the wall, and up here trim elements, and that is trimmed. I'll orbit to the other side. So from this side also, if you look at this wall, it's one section, and we have two different roof planes that have two different settings. This one is at a higher elevation from the ground compared to this one. So the solution for that will be to split this wall into two planes, so that one section will be tied to this section of the house, and the other section will be tied to this other section of the house. So we go back to our ground floor, and this wall is on this side. So I'll select the wall by holding down the shift button and clicking on the wall. So you know that you are clicking on the right wall if it is highlighted by that blue color. Click on it. Then up here, select this option, split. Then using this blue line here as the reference, I'll click on this part, click there, and click outside. Now you see we now have two sections of the wall, this section and this section. So let's go back to the 3D view. I will select this wall, come back to the settings dialog, I'll put some value up there, then the wall will grow bigger, and come here, select that roof and trim elements, click outside. Before I do that, I also want to extend this wall here. Let's have 600. Then you can follow the same procedure and trim that Okay, I want to now fill this other space and our house will be complete. So select this wall, go to the settings dialog and have there 2500. Select this roof, click on trim and trim. Now if you look at our house, it's a very nice one. We have one roof plane at a lower level compared to the other roof plane, and that's our design. Looks nice to be able to do that. So one little thing that I want to do before I end this tutorial is, and I hope you guys are enjoying, I hope you are learning from this video tutorial. So I'll just request you to stay tuned, subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the bell button to have you notified when a new video or a new tutorial is posted on this YouTube channel. So the next thing I'll do is come back here, and I want to extend this. This is the slab I haven't shared with you. Okay, I'm done with using this line as a reference. I can delete it and then I'll go here, select this roof, or rather the slab. I'll extend it up to this point. So if you go back here, you can see there is this cool extension. It provides us with some covered entrance to the building. So let's select the roofs. I want to show you a small thing that you can do. So once the roofs are selected, we go to the settings dialog. There is this option down here under model, and we can activate all these surfaces, and I want the top surface of our roof to show French round tiles, and the other surfaces I want to put this color, titanium white. Titanium white is here, and this titanium white. So the first one is the top surface, the second one is the edge surface, which I have painted white, and the third one is the bottom surface, which also I have painted white. So if I click OK and click outside here, you see that really cool or a nice appearance of our roof, and I really like it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned how to do complex roofs, and this specific type of a complex roof that is called single plane complex roof. It has been awesome to have you watch this video and learn all those concepts. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you will consider joining this community of learners and people that are enthusiastic about ARCHICAD by subscribing to this YouTube channel. Until next time, keep learning. Cheers.